Chapter 3091, A Supporter. Next, junior brother Wang Xian. The Crescent Secret Realm is the Crescent Moon Venerable's Cosmos Kingdom. There must be many treasures inside. We have the Crescent Moon Key, and the only problem now is the Nine Swords race. Now that we're inside this pocket dimension, the Nine Swords race should not be able to send out any messages. They killed one of our junior brothers and even tried to kill us. We've completely shed all pretense of cordiality. At a time like this, we can either retreat and hand over the pocket dimension to them, or we can fight them to the death. Doing so might provoke the Nine Swords race. Junior brother Wang Xian, you guys can conceal your identity. All of us can guarantee that no one's information will be leaked. Senior brother gentleman looked at Wang Xian and said. Among the group of people they had requested for support, he knew that Wang Xian was the strongest. Whether they could get the treasures and defeat the Nine Swords race depended on Wang Xian. Therefore, he had to clarify some things to Wang Xian. I know. Senior brother gentleman has done me a favor. Rest assured. If we can get the treasures this time, we will distribute them according to our contributions. Wang Xian nodded his head and smiled. This junior brother Wang Xian is, at this time, senior brother Kong and senior brother Shu exchanged glances and looked at a disciple of Willow Deity Dojo. The disciple nodded his head slightly. Senior brother Kong and senior brother Shu narrowed their eyes. They did not pay much attention to the news of Willow Deity Dojo over the past 2 years, but they knew that a ruthless person had appeared in Willow Deity Dojo. A disciple who was wanted by the dragon descendants. Both of their expressions changed, but they remained silent at the side. What a joke. He had provoked the dragon descendants. If there was no need, they had better stay away from him. Otherwise, given the domineering attitude of the low-level races in the universe, they could kill them. Even if they were peak Emperor God experts. Junior sister Lingxin, junior brother gentleman. At this time, a voice came from behind. A group of 12 people rushed over. Wang Xian looked over and saw 12 middle-aged elders. Among them, 5 were 8th Order God Emperors, 3 were Peak Emperor Gods, and 4 were 9th Order God Emperors. The strength of this group of people was not weak even in Yin his eyes. Senior brother Lu, senior sister Lingxin and senior brother gentleman looked over with excitement on their faces. They immediately went up to greet him. It could be seen that they were closer to senior brother Lu. What's the situation? Senior brother Lu, who was holding a sharp sword in his hand, patted senior brother gentleman's shoulder and asked with a smile. Senior brother Lu, you already know the basic situation. Senior sister Lingxin said bitterly. Is everyone here now? Senior brother Lu glanced at the crowd and asked. Everyone is here. In addition to senior brother Lu's 3 Peak Emperor God experts, we have a total of 6. Senior brother gentleman nodded. 6. You mentioned that the Nine Swords race has 7 Peak Emperor God experts and they even have powerful divine weapons. If that's the case, it would be hard for us to gain the upper hand. However, with our strength, we should be able to obtain some treasures. Senior brother Lu said in a deep voice. It's hard to say who will win. Senior brother Lu, our junior brother Wang Xian is very strong. Senior sister Lingxin looked at Wang Xian and said with a smile. Oh, junior Wang Xian? Senior brother Lu was puzzled. The one wanted by the dragon descendants. The old men beside senior brother Lu frowned and looked at Wang Xian. With our strength, it's enough. Let's go in directly. Wang Xian looked across them and said plainly. Junior brother Wang Xian, we are relieved to hear that. Senior brother gentleman revealed a faint smile when he heard Wang Xian. Similar to senior brother Kong and senior brother Shu, senior brother Lu and the experts from his race remained silent. Senior brother gentleman, please lead the way. Wang Xian did not exchange pleasantries with the rest and gestured to senior brother gentleman. All right. Senior brother gentleman nodded and immediately followed behind. Wang. At the side, senior brother Kong, senior brother Lu and the rest moved. Their bodies were shrouded and completely concealed. They were afraid of the revenge from the Nine Swords race. Therefore, they made preparations in advance. The crescent moon was clearly the core of this holy nation. They walked through the entrance and saw a stretch of seawater. The seawater contained majestic spiritual energy and was used to nurture divine trees and herbs. Currently, there were no divine trees or herbs on the surface of the sea. They were not sure if they had been plucked or something else. This is the first level of the crescent moon. The second level is the training room with many divine weapons. All of them have been taken away by the experts from the Nine Swords race. As for what treasures are on the third level, we have no idea. At least the people from the Nine Swords race have entered the third level. For now, we have not discovered if the Crescent Moon secret realm has any strong defenses. Based on our conjecture, this secret realm might not have any defenses. However, there are some places that require the Crescent Moon key to enter. As Senior Brother Gentleman spoke, he took out a Crescent Moon key. It shone with a mysterious luster and resonated with the entire holy nation of the universe. Let's go up. Wang Xian nodded. He looked at the entrance of the second level and flew over. The group immediately followed behind. This time, there were more than 70 disciples from Willow Deity Dojo. Including Wang Xian and the rest, there were a total of more than 90. The second level was a place similar to a combat arena or training ground. Looking around, some of the divine weapons on the shelves had all disappeared. The divine weapons placed by the Crescent Moon Venerable were definitely top-notch. Let's continue to the top. There are a total of 5 levels in the Crescent Moon. Senior Brother Gentleman frowned as he looked around. He continued to fly towards the entrance of the third level. When they arrived at the entrance of the third level, it was a space filled with the power of light. Vaguely, they could hear the sounds of fighting coming from within. The people from the Nine Swords race are above. There are guardians in the Crescent Moon secret realm. Senior Brother Lu, who was sitting at the side, said. Wang Xian looked around and squinted his eyes slightly. The entire third level looked very strange. There were white transparent glass boxes that were 10 to 20 meters in size. Within the glass boxes, there were humanoid things with wings. They looked like machines, but at the same time, they looked like some special living creatures. These are battle angels. Rumor has it that the Crescent Moon Venerable has mastered some abilities of the angel race, the pinnacle race in the universe. They can create biological angels through special methods. Senior Brother Kong exclaimed from the side. Battle angels. When Wang Xian heard what he said, he was shocked. Chapter 3092. Battle angels. On the battlefield, angels represented the pinnacle of the universe. Those that were related to the pinnacle of the universe were not simple. Crescent Moon Venerable had his own force called Crescent Moon Stream. Other than having a few children, he did not accept any disciples. He had a group of subordinates known as battle angels. Angels were the pinnacle of the universe, and battle angels were the most common army of the angel race, the Battle Angel Corps. Battle angels were not pure members of the angel race. They were similar to subordinates and cannon fodder. Through a special method, they created subordinates with combat abilities that were very similar to robots. However, they were much stronger than robots. The entire third floor was filled with such battle angels. Crescent Moon Venerable's method of creating battle angels can only be described as replicas. Even so, as a pinnacle existence in the universe, replicas of battle angels are not weak. Rumor has it that as long as one controls the core of a battle angel, they will be able to control a battle angel. They are even more loyal than battle pets. Senior Brother Lu added from the side, his eyes blazing as he looked around. There were about 10,000 of these battle angels in glass boxes on the entire third floor. Battle angels. The surrounding Willow Deity Dojo disciples were also sizing them up. Everyone, stay alert. There are sounds of battle ahead. Let's get closer and take a look. Senior Brother Gentleman reminded his fellow disciples around him. Let's go. Senior Brother Gentleman, Senior Brother Lu, and Senior Brother Kong took the lead and flew forward. Soon, the battle scene appeared in their sights. Over 30 experts from the Nine Swords race were fighting against a dozen battle angels. One of the battle angels was a peak God Emperor realm expert. Within the Crescent Moon secret domain, everyone's strength was suppressed by 90%. However, the battle angels could display their full strength. A Peak God Emperor Realm battle angel was suppressing 7 Peak God Emperor Realm experts from the Nine Swords race. After the Nine Swords race found out about the Crescent Moon secret domain, they sent 7 Peak God Emperor Realm experts, a dozen 9th Order God Emperor Realm experts, and the rest were 8th Order God Emperor Realm experts. One could imagine how much importance they placed on the Crescent Moon secret domain. That Jingyu is over there. That damned traitor. Everyone saw a young man at the back, and their faces were filled with rage. Now that they are being held back by the battle angels, should we attack them? Senior Sister Lingxin said with a baleful look. Let's focus on treasures. The battle angel will attack all intruders. If we rush over, the battle angel will attack us. Senior Brother Shu frowned and said. Senior Brother Lu and Senior Brother Kong nodded slightly. Originally, they did not want to become enemies with the experts of the Nine Swords race. That's fine too. This time, we'll focus on treasures. Senior Brother Gentleman hesitated for a moment before nodding. Elder, it's some disciples from the Willow Deity Daoist right. They have Crescent Moon keys, and they found people to support them. In front of them, the Nine Swords race was fighting with the battle angels. One of the old men swept his gaze across Wang Xian and the rest as he spoke with a solemn face. Ignore them. Even if they ask for help, how many experts can they find? From the looks of it, they don't want to give up on the treasures here, so they won't publicize this place. After we suppress and control this battle angel, will they still want to snatch the treasures from us? Dream on. When the time comes, if they know what's good for them, we'll just share some of the loot with them. If they don't, we'll just kill them. The elders of the Nine Swords race who were besieging the battle angel said coldly. Yes, elder. The old man nodded his head solemnly. His gaze swept across the surroundings with a fiery look in his eyes. Putting aside the other treasures, as long as we can control these battle angels, it will be a huge boost for our Nine Swords race. Senior Brother Jian San, don't forget about me when the time comes. The young man named Jingyu spoke from behind. Don't worry, you'll be rewarded. That elder nodded his head and revealed a smile. This time, it was a huge opportunity for the entire Nine Swords race. The treasures here were also huge treasures for the low-level races in the universe. The clan leader would reward him with a huge sum of money. Because of this, he might even have a chance to compete for the position of the clan leader. Junior Brother Gentleman, the 4th level has not appeared yet. Perhaps there are some conditions to enter the 4th level. The Nine Swords race must have discovered something. They are fighting with the battle angels and are probably trying to suppress and subdue them. Let's take action as well. The value of these battle angels is even higher than the war pets. Senior Brother Lu and the rest looked around and spoke. Alright, the battle angels are also huge treasures for us. Let's get some as soon as possible. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head. According to strength, the battle angels will belong to whoever subdues them. Does anyone have any objections? Senior Brother Kong glanced around and said. All right. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin exchanged glances and nodded their heads slightly. This opportunity was given to us by Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Therefore, we will give some of the treasures we obtained to Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Wang Xian looked around and made his decision. His words caused Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin to be slightly stunned. The group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples also revealed surprised expressions. However, their eyes were filled with surprise and gratitude as they looked at Wang Xian. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were aware of Wang Xian's strength. For him to make such a statement, it also represented his benevolence and righteousness. Sure. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Lu exchanged glances and nodded their heads. Let's discuss this issue at the end. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin exchanged glances and spoke. All right. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin exchanged glances and nodded their heads slightly. This opportunity was given to us by Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Therefore, we will give some of the treasures we obtained to Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingxin. Wang Xian looked around and made his decision. His words caused Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingshan to be slightly stunned. The group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples also revealed surprised expressions. However, they looked at Wang Xian with surprise and gratitude in their eyes. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were aware of Wang Xian's strength. For him to make such a statement, it showed his integrity. Sure. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Lu exchanged glances and nodded their heads. Let's discuss this issue at the end. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Sister Lingshan exchanged glances and spoke. Let's do it. Wang Xian looked at the battle angels in the special glass boxes around him. His gaze fell on the core between the eyebrows of the battle angels. That was the control core. Battle angels belonged to a special type of life form. However, they had no emotions and only knew how to obey orders. After selling such battle angels, they could bring a large amount of resources to the Dragon Palace. Everyone, be careful. All the battle angels are the same size. Moreover, we can't sense their aura when they are in the boxes. The battle angels that you release might be at the peak Emperor God level. Once a peak Emperor God level battle angel is released, all of us will join forces. Senior Brother Gentleman reminded as he looked at Wang Xian and the rest. Wang Xian nodded his head plainly. He wasn't too concerned about these battle angels. After all, his strength was there. However, Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest didn't know his true strength. Chapter 3093, Battle Angel in Everyone, Be Careful. The weaker ones should work together. Senior Brother Gentleman reminded once again as his gaze fell on a battle angel. Suppressing any one of these battle angels would yield a considerable harvest. If they could obtain a 9th Order God Emperor Battle Angel, its value would be comparable to 2 or 3 Pinnacle God Emperor Divine Equipment. No one could resist the temptation of these battle angels. As soon as Senior Brother Gentleman finished his sentence, he stretched out his palm and opened the box of a battle angel. Beside him, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, and Senior Brother Shu also made their moves. The group of disciples from the Willow Deity Dojo attacked together. Ao Feng Huang, Ao2, you guys don't have to do anything. Mixin Lu, you can fight with those you are close to. Wang Xian transmitted his voice to Ao Feng Huang, Ao2, and Mixin Lu. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone appeared in the sky. The 5 elements grindstone hovered in front of a sealed battle angel and opened it. The moment the box was opened, the battle angel opened its eyes abruptly and locked its emotionless gaze on Wang Xian. Its eyes flickered as though it was scanning for something. In the next moment, the wings on its back moved slightly as it drew the Holy Radiance sword from its waist and slashed at Wang Xian. 6th Order God Emperor. Wang Xian thought to himself as he sensed the might of this battle angel. With a sweep of the 5 elements grindstone, it extracted the core from the battle angel's glabella. After the core was removed, the battle angel's movements immediately stopped. Wang Xian waved his hand, and the core flew into his hand. A message was transmitted to his mind. Compared to the legendary battle angels, there's still a huge gap, especially in terms of core. Wang Xian recalled some information about the battle angels. The battle angels created by the Crescent Moon Venerable were relatively easy to control. As long as the core was extracted and the message within was modified, one could control them. It was a piece of cake. Of course, it might be because these battle angels were semi-finished products. Hence, it was relatively easier to remove the core. After modifying some of the commands within the core, Wang Xian could control the battle angels with a single thought. It was a piece of cake. Bam bam bam. At the side, Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest also attacked the battle angels. The battle angels they released weren't very strong. Even with 90% of their strength restricted, they could still suppress them easily. After suppressing it, they looked at the core excitedly. Wang Xian retracted his gaze and continued to open the boxes of the battle angels with the 5 elements grindstone. The moment they opened their eyes, they would be able to take away the core. His movements were very fast. The great grindstone of 5 elements easily swept through, and in less than 30 seconds, he had collected more than 20 battle angels. The strongest among them was at the 8th Order God Emperor realm. Even the weakest among them was a 6th-order God-Emperor realm. It's suppressed. Ha ha ha, a 6th-order God-Emperor realm battle angel, TSK. This is simply too disadvantageous for us. Our combat power has been suppressed by the secret plane to only 1/10 of it, while these battle angels have full combat power. An excited voice came from the side. 5 or 6 Willow Deity Dojo disciples had suppressed a battle angel, and their faces were filled with excitement. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and smiled faintly. With a wave of his arm, the 5 elements grindstone broke open more than a dozen boxes of battle angels. A group of battle angels were released and their eyes were filled with coldness. Suppress! Wang Xian bellowed. Greyish palms extended from the 5 elements grindstone and extracted the core cores of over a dozen battle angels. There's a 9th-order God-Emperor realm battle angel. Wang Xian raised an eyebrow as he held the core in his hand. His eyes were filled with surprise. A 9th-order God-Emperor realm battle angel could be exchanged for resources that could allow the Dragon Palace to produce a peak God-Emperor expert. Such speed. TSK, suppressing more than a dozen battle angels at once. We can't compare at all. Wang Xian's strength is enough to kill a peak God-Emperor expert in an instant. Naturally, he can suppress a battle angel easily. It's just that we don't know how strong those battle angels are. The weakest battle angel created by the Crescent Moon Reverend is at least a 5th or 6th order God-Emperor. Some Willow Deity Dojo disciples looked over with envy. Their voices attracted the attention of Senior Brother Gentleman, Senior Brother Lu, and the rest. Seeing Wang Xian destroying more than a dozen battle angels at once and suppressing them, their eyes shone brightly. Senior Brother Gentleman shook his head and increased his speed. Hualala! Wang Xian was still wielding the 5 elements grindstone and broke open more than a dozen boxes of battle angels. The 5 elements grindstone suppressed them directly. Based on his current speed, suppressing more than a dozen battle angels would only take a dozen seconds. It was twice as fast as the speed at which he was breaking them one by one. Within the Crescent Moon secret realm, Wang Xian realized that the 5 elements grindstone wasn't suppressed. In other words, the 5 elements grindstone's attack power was slightly stronger than his. With a wave of his arm, all the battle angels were kept into the mother nest. Continue. Wang Xian was very satisfied with such an easy harvest. He looked around. There were more than 10,000 battle angels on the 3rd floor. The 9 Swords race had obtained 708 of them. They were currently dealing with the peak God-Emperor battle angel. Clearly, they were being held back by the peak God-Emperor battle angel. Speed up, destroy more than a dozen at once. Not far away, Senior Brother Lu's face sank when he saw Wang Xian's speed. All right. The 2 old men beside Senior Brother Lu were also peak God-Emperor experts. Other than them, there were also a group of 8th and 9th order God-Emperor experts. Given their strength, they didn't need to be too afraid. Moreover, these battle angels were valuable resources to them. The more they obtained, the more benefits their race would receive. If they really encountered a peak God-Emperor battle angel, they would deal with it together. Since Wang Xian didn't have any reservations, they didn't need to either. Speed up. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Shu were on the same side. They couldn't sit still any longer. The battle angel was a huge resource. At this time, everyone wanted to get more of it. Wang Xian raised an eyebrow when he saw how unrestrained they were, but he didn't bother. Wang. Just as he was suppressing for the 10th time, Wang Xian sensed a terrifying aura erupting from a battle angel. He squinted his eyes. Chains shot out from the 5 elements grindstone to restrain the battle angel. A khaki-colored palm formed and took away the core of the battle angel. Peak God-Emperor battle angel. Wang Xian took the core with excitement in his eyes. If he sold this peak God-Emperor battle angel and added some resources, the Dragon Palace would have one more universe venerable. Chapter 3094, Battle Angel descend in just an instant. The surrounding crowd did not sense that a peak stage Emperor God battle angel had fallen into Wang Xian's hands. There shouldn't be any venerable realm battle angels on the 3rd floor. I should be able to wipe them all out. After Wang Xian suppressed them, he kept them in his spatial ring and narrowed his eyes. With the might of the 5 elements grind, it wouldn't be a problem to suppress 7 to 8 peak Emperor God Battle Angels. There shouldn't be many peak Emperor God Battle Angels on the 3rd floor. Buzz buzz buzz. Ka. At the thought of this, he looked at the 5 elements grind. The 5 elements grind transformed and shrouded the sky above the thousands of battle angels. Crisp shattering sounds could be heard as over 1,000 boxes split open. The battle angel inside slowly opened her ice-cold eyes. Buzz. A palm emerged from the 5 elements grindstone, grabbing all the battle angels within the grey palm. A powerful force locked the battle angels in place, rendering them immobile. Wang Xian waved his arm again and the battle angel's heart cores flew towards his hand. 3 Ninth Order God Emperors. Sensing the information in the heart cores, he narrowed his eyes and kept the thousands of battle angels into the mother nest. What? Senior brother Lu and the rest were shocked when they saw Wang Xian suppress the thousands of battle angels. At the same time, they looked embarrassed. The more Wang Xian obtained, the less they could obtain. SSS, junior brother Wang Xian is amazing to suppress thousands of battle angels at once. There must be 9th Order God Emperor battle angels among them. Junior brother Wang Xian is too strong. Senior sister Lingxin and the others looked over with shock in their eyes. The rest of the Willow Deity Dojo disciples were dumbfounded. Junior brother Wang Xian is really strong, senior brother gentleman exclaimed as he continued to suppress the battle angels one by one. Should we? Senior brother Lu and the other 2 Peak Emperor God Realm experts exchanged glances and looked at the battle angels in front of them passionately. Faster. They hardened their hearts as they took out their divine weapons and attacked the boxes of battle angels. This time, they attacked 20 at once. When they sensed the might of the 20 battle angels, their eyes lit up with excitement, and they immediately took action to suppress them. Let's continue. When senior sister Lingxin and the other female disciples saw Wang Xian continuing his attack, they shifted their gazes and spoke. Senior sister, should we destroy a few more battle angels? A female disciple couldn't help but ask. Sure. Senior sister Lingxin glanced at senior brother Wang Xian, senior brother Lu, senior brother Kong, and the rest. After pondering for a moment, she nodded her head. Then these 5 it is. A female disciple lashed out with a whip towards the 5 battle angel boxes. Ka. The box broke open and the 5 battle angels slowly opened their eyes. Senior sister Lingxin and the others immediately took out their divine artifacts and prepared to attack. Boom boom boom. The 5 battle angels opened their eyes and a powerful aura emanated from their bodies. This aura. All of a sudden, the few female disciples at the front could not help but take a step back. Their faces were pale. Their eyes were filled with fear. Senior sister Lingxin's expression changed drastically as she shouted, "Not good, 2 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels, retreat. Senior brothers, please send reinforcement." A female disciple's expression changed drastically as she pleaded for help. Wait. Senior brother Lu, senior brother Kong, and senior brother gentleman's faces changed slightly when they saw the situation. However, as they had increased their speed to suppress the battle angels, they had no time to help. Holy light! An emotionless voice came from the mouths of the 5 battle angels. Especially the 2 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels. Their attacks instantly enveloped the group of female disciples. The terrifying attacks made senior sister Lingxin and the rest pale. We're finished. The female disciples were horrified and their faces were incomparably pale. Based on their strength, it was impossible for them to resist the attacks of 2 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels. Among them, the strongest was senior sister Lingxin, who was only a 9th Order God Emperor realm. Moreover, she could only exhibit 1/10 of her strength in the secret realm. Mi Xinlu's face turned pale when she saw the terrifying attacks. She quickly looked to the side. Boom! Before the holy light descended, soil appeared out of thin air beneath the 5 battle angels. The soil directly covered them, leaving only a small part of their core. Soon after, a khaki shield appeared in front of the holy light, easily blocking it. Act according to your strength. The one who acted was AO2. He swept his gaze across the group of female disciples and said indifferently, "Thank you, Uncle Ao2 Mi Xin Lu looked over and a smile appeared on her face. She immediately thanked him. Her senior sister Lingxin and the rest recovered from the shock and immediately turned to look at Ao2. Ao2 was lying there quietly in a battle stance. His body was emitting a heavy aura. Ao Feng Huang, on the other hand, was looking around indifferently. Thank you, Senior. Thank you, Senior, for saving us. Senior sister Lingxin's eyes flickered as she looked at Ao2. She bowed respectfully and expressed her gratitude. The rest of the female disciples quickly expressed their gratitude as well. Ao2 lay there quietly and did not speak. That demonic beast Senior is a peak god emperor. They came with junior sister Mi Xin Lu and Wang Xian. They are peak god emperors. That demonic beast Senior is a peak god emperor. What about the other one? Around them, some disciples of Willow Deity Dojo looked at Ao2 and the rest with respect in their eyes. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. Senior brother gentleman looked over and his eyes narrowed. He took a glance at Ao2 and Roving Heavens. He knew that they were brought here by Wang Xian. Wang Xian did not order them to obtain the battle angels. Instead, he helped them at the crucial moment. Clearly, he was protecting them. Senior brother gentleman was touched and thanked Wang Xian. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. Senior sister Lingxin and the rest clearly understood this and looked at Wang Xian gratefully. Disciples of Willow Deity Dojo, don't do anything. After this ends, I will give each of you a battle angel of the same level. Of course, senior brother gentleman is an exception. As for the rest of you, act according to your strength. If you are in danger, I will not intervene. Wang Xian said with a smile. He took a final glance at senior brother Lu, senior brother Kong, senior brother Shu and the rest. Chapter 3095. A man who is never content is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. Junior brother Wang Xian is giving us one battle angel each. Big brother Wang Xian, is this real? A battle angel of the same rank each. Really? Thank you, brother Wang Xian. When the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo heard Wang Xian, their eyes were burning with passion. Giving each of them one of the same level was a huge gain for them. With their own strength, it would be extremely difficult to obtain a battle angel of the same level as them. After all, only 1/10 of their strength was suppressed here. In this situation, they could at most harvest a few battle angels that were of a lower rank than them. Of course. Wang Xian replied plainly. Haha, that's great. In that case, we don't have to do anything at all. We might have to worry about encountering danger when we carefully open a few boxes of battle angels. Big brother Wang Xian can suppress thousands of battle angels at one go. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo said happily. Even the way he addressed her had changed. Junior brother is really generous. We don't need your help. Compared to the excited Willow Deity Dojo disciples, senior brother Lu, senior brother Kong, senior brother Shu, and the others didn't look too good. They looked over and said calmly. Wang Xian ignored them and continued to suppress the remaining battle angels. All the best, brother Wang Xian. All the best, junior brother Wang Xian. The group of disciples from Willow Deity Dojo had no need to continue attacking. They came to the back of Wang Xian and cheered him on. Now, they suddenly felt that Wang Xian was a really good person. Although he was unscrupulous, it was the other party who had provoked Wang Xian first. He had never provoked anyone first. Big brother Wang Xian, what is that divine weapon? Why is it so powerful? There's no need for big brother Wang Xian to do anything. This is definitely a powerful acquired spiritual treasure. That's for sure. The scar of sword and saber from the Gemini celestial emperors was obtained by junior brother Wang Xian. When the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo saw Wang Xian continuing his attack and harvesting thousands of battle angels at a time, they began to discuss among themselves. Boom. Not good, it's a peak God Emperor realm battle angel, and a 9th order God Emperor. At this moment, there was a terrifying roar from the side. Following that, senior brother Lu and the 2 peak Emperor God old men beside him flew backwards. Beside them, there were 4 to 5 8th order God Emperor realm experts and 2 9th order God Emperor realm experts who were enveloped by the attack. A look of shock appeared on their faces as they quickly dodged to the side. The two Ninth Order God Emperor Realm experts reacted quickly, but the Eighth Order God Emperor Realm expert was in a miserable state. Their strength was suppressed to begin with, and on top of that, they were attacked by a Peak God Emperor and a Ninth Order God Emperor. Even if they weren't the main target of the attack, the terrifying shockwaves still reached them in an instant. Ah! Blood-curdling screams reverberated in the air. The 5 Eighth Order God Emperor Realm experts did not even have the strength to resist. They were directly crushed by the terrifying attack, losing their lives in an instant. The 5 corpses flew towards the back. Peak God Emperor Realm and Ninth Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels, as well as more than 26th Order God Emperor Realm Battle Angels, attacked Huang Xiaolong's group once again. Senior Brother Gentleman, Senior Brother Shu, and Senior Brother Kong are requesting backup. Senior Brother Lu and the rest were shocked, and they immediately shouted for help. Streaks of energy shot towards the group of Battle Angels. The attack power of the Battle Angels wasn't weak among those of the same realm. Furthermore, they had rich battle experience. Terrifying light element attacks rained down on them. Defend, defend with all your might. Eighth Order God Emperor Realm disciples, retreat immediately. Senior Brother Lu and the rest's expressions changed, and they roared at the top of their lungs. Senior Brother Lu, hold on. Senior Brother Gentleman's figure flashed, and he immediately flew towards the Battle Angels. Hold on for 20 seconds, we'll suppress the Battle Angels in front of us. Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Shu, and the rest looked over, and their pupils constricted. Not good. A Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angel. In the Crescent Moon Secret Realm, he can fight against 10 Peak God Emperor Realm expert. Not good. The group of Willow Deity Dao Plaza disciples immediately looked over, and their expressions changed drastically. Bang, bang, bang. The Peak God Realm Battle Angel's figure flashed, and he directly attacked Senior Brother Lu and the rest. His terrifying speed made it impossible for them to dodge. The 3 of them had an ugly expression on their faces, and they immediately unleashed their laws to defend themselves. Terrifying battle prowess blasted out in all directions. Senior Brother Gentleman flew over, and his sharp swords bombarded the Battle Angels. Holy Sword Ring. The Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angel bellowed, and light swords revolved around him, bombarding the surroundings indiscriminately. Not good. Senior Brother Gentleman's long sword blocked the attacks of the holy swords, and his face turned slightly pale. Junior Brother Wang Xian, 2 seniors. Senior Sister Ling Xin's expression changed upon seeing this, and she couldn't help but shout at Wang Xian. A man who is never content is like a snake trying to swallow an elephant. The Battle Angels they released are enough to annihilate all of you. Wang Xian swept his gaze across them as he spoke calmly. A Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angel, a Ninth Order God Emperor, and 18 others were enough to annihilate all the disciples in the Willow Deity Dao ground. Junior Brother Wang Xian, please send reinforcement. Senior Brother Gentleman pleaded with Wang Xian with a pale face. I've already said that I won't intervene if anything happens to them. I don't have the ability to do so, yet I broke the glass boxes of over 20 Battle Angels without any hesitation. That's simply courting death. Moreover, I'm not familiar with them. I can intervene, but you have to give me half of the loot, Wang Xian said. It was already a great favor for them to take out half of the loot to help them suppress the Peak God Emperor Realm Battle Angel. After all, if he didn't intervene, they would all die. Half of the loot. Senior Brother Lu and the rest were embarrassed when they heard Wang Xian. They couldn't help but shout, Junior Brother Wang Xian, isn't half of the loot a little too much? Hee hee. Wang Xian shifted his gaze when he heard them. He continued to control the 5 elements grindstone to suppress the remaining Battle Angels. Senior Brother Lu. Seeing that Wang Xian was ignoring them, Senior Brother Gentleman immediately shouted at Senior Brother Lu and the rest. Senior Brother Gentleman knew Wang Xian's character very well. If he said he wouldn't help, he wouldn't intervene even if they were killed. Junior Brother Wang Xian was a person who could distinguish between gratitude and grudges. All right, we agree. Senior Brother Lu and the other 2 old men from the same clan exchanged glances. They were filled with unwillingness as they agreed loudly. All right. Wang Xian nodded. He suppressed the battle angel in front of him unhurriedly. With a wave of his arm, the five elements grindstone attacked the peak God Emperor realm battle angel. An incomparably dazzling frost divine sword flew towards the peak God Emperor realm battle angel and sealed it in ice. Chapter 3096, Ka. The frost divine sword flew out from the five elements great grindstone and attacked the peak Emperor God battle angel at a terrifying speed. In an instant, the frost divine sword landed on the chest of the battle angel. The sound of ice covering the entire battle angel could be heard. The ice on the frost divine sword gradually froze the entire battle angel. The peak Emperor God battle angel struggled to break free. However, the power of the ice was too terrifying and it froze the battle angel completely. An ice sculpture of the battle angel was formed. Following that, thistles and thorns flew out of the five elements grindstone and enveloped the other battle angels, entangling them. To Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest, the undefeatable battle angels were easily dealt with by Wang Xian. SSS, this, why is Big Brother Wang Xian's weapon so terrifying? How is this possible? A peak God Emperor level battle angel was instantly frozen. Just how strong is that millstone-like divine weapon? This is too terrifying. The surrounding disciples from Willow Deity Dojo widened their eyes in shock when they saw the five elements great grindstone freezing the peak Emperor God battle angel. A peak stage God Emperor combat angel. Under the situation where their combat power was suppressed by 90%, in order to suppress a combat angel, they would need at least a dozen peak stage God Emperor experts. Yet, Wang Xian was able to freeze it with just a divine weapon. How strong was Wang Xian exactly? How terrifying was that divine weapon? This attack power, Senior Brother Lu and the two old men next to him narrowed their eyes. They exchanged glances with each other, and their faces were filled with shock. To be able to suppress a peak Emperor God battle angel, that divine weapon was too powerful. Divine weapons aren't suppressed here. Even so, the divine weapon in his hand is still terrifying. An old man transmitted his voice, his eyes glistening. He once killed a peak Emperor God expert from the dragon descendants. His strength is definitely at the peak among the peak Emperor gods. Senior Brother Lu exclaimed and was shocked. No wonder he dared to suppress thousands of battle angels at once. He swept his gaze across the five elements great grindstone and his eyes were filled with fear and passion. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. Seeing the battle angel being suppressed, Senior Brother Gentleman was also shocked. Wang Xian's strength was much stronger than he had imagined. Done. Wang Xian waved his arm and grabbed the core of the peak stage God Emperor battle angel in his hand. Over 20 battle angels were kept into the mother nest. After he was done, he looked at Senior Brother Lu and the others. Thank you for your help, Junior Brother Wang Xian. Sensing Wang Xian's gaze, Senior Brother Lu and the rest squeezed out a smile. They took out battle angels and threw them to him. Do what you can. Wang Xian reminded plainly. With a wave of his arm, he kept all the battle angels. Then, he continued to suppress the other battle angels. Let's continue. When Senior Brother Lu and the rest saw Wang Xian continuing his suppression, their expressions changed and they growled in a low voice. This time, they were much more well-behaved and didn't dare to recklessly break through the dozen or so battle angels. Every time they broke through 7 or 8 of them, it was much easier to deal with them. Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Shu also held back a lot. The two of them broke through 5 or 6 at a time to prevent any accidents. If an accident were to happen, asking Wang Xian for help might not be worth it. The group continued to suppress the battle angels. Wang Xian's speed was fast. Although he needed a few minutes to suppress thousands of battle angels at a time, it was still a terrifying speed. There were only over 10,000 battle angels in the entire hall. In less than 20 minutes, Wang Xian had already collected over 5,000 battle angels. Suppress. At the same time, at the deepest part of the 3rd floor, a group of experts from the Nine Swords race was besieging that peak Emperor God battle angel. They had been fighting it for over half an hour. If not for the powerful treasures they had, they would have been defeated. At this moment, above the peak Emperor God battle angel, a sword board was circling. Divine swords were revolving around the battle angel. The terrifying sword light was constantly attacking, causing the battle angel's range of movement to shrink. Around them, the experts from the Nine Swords race were burning with passion. Second brother, take the core. The peak emperor god expert from the Nine Swords race in the middle shouted to the old man beside him. Yes, great elder. Ha ha ha. The second elder of the Nine Swords race laughed loudly. His figure was like a phantom as he streaked across. At the next moment, he returned to his previous position with a core in his hand. He looked excited. Success. Ha ha ha, we finally suppressed this battle angel. He could not help but roar. Great, great, great. Take control of it immediately. The elders from the Nine Swords race gathered around and roared with passion. As long as they could control this battle angel, it would be easier for them to suppress other battle angels. Great elder, here. The second elder passed the core to the great elder beside him. After the great elder received it, he immediately sensed the information within and modified the command within the core. Around them, the experts and disciples of the Nine Swords race were waiting excitedly. Done. Remove the sky-demanding sword board. 10 minutes later, the great elder's eyes shone brightly as he ordered. The second elder and the rest waved their arms and the sword board in the sky flew back. Come here. The great elder stared at the peak emperor god battle angel and ordered. Clang. The battle angel kept his sacred sword and stood respectfully in front of the great elder like a loyal guard. Great, with this battle angel, all the treasures in the entire Crescent Moon secret land will belong to our Nine Swords race. The great elder clenched his fist and roared. Ha ha, great elder, our Nine Swords race has reaped great rewards this time. Just these battle angels alone will increase our combat power by a lot. The few elders beside him grinned as they could not contain their excitement. The treasures here were truly tempting to them. Great elder, those people at the entrance of the third level haven't given up yet. They are suppressing the battle angel too. At this moment, a disciple of the Nine Swords race looked towards the entrance and said, "Temph, it's good that they haven't given up. I'm just afraid that they will leak the information about this place to the other primary races in the universe. However, all the treasures in the Crescent Moon secret land belong to our Nine Swords race." The great elder of the Nine Swords race looked over with a cold gleam in his eyes. Great elder, with the peak emperor god battle angel, let's eliminate them and obtain the key of the Crescent Moon. With the key of the Crescent Moon, it will be a hidden danger. The few elders pondered for a moment before roaring with killing intent. Chapter 3097, Kill easily on kill them all and get the key of the Crescent Moon. This Crescent Moon secret land will belong to us. The great elder of the Nine Swords race swept his gaze across the crowd. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. As he finished, he looked towards the exit. Get ready. The rest of the elders and disciples smiled savagely as they looked towards the exit. Don't let them escape this time. As the great elder spoke, he waved his hand and kept the battle angel beside him. When we go over, I will release the battle angel and have him guard the exit of the third floor. As long as we can trap them, given our strength, we will be able to kill them all. Great elder, as long as we have the battle angel, it will be easy to eliminate them. The corners of second elder's lips curled up slightly, full of confidence. Even though the Nine Swords race didn't send any universe supremacies, they sent 8 of their elders. They were the top experts below the supremacies in the Nine Swords race. Given the strength of those from Willow Deity Dojo, even without the battle angel, they were confident they could eliminate them. How many peak emperor god experts could the other party call for help? Let's head over. The great elder of the Nine Swords race moved and flew towards the exit. They actually suppressed so many battle angels. When they flew outside, they immediately saw that a large number of battle angels had disappeared. Their expressions changed slightly and revealed a shocked expression. Their gazes swept to the front and landed on Wang Xian, senior brother Lu, senior brother Kong, senior brother Shu, and the rest. Great elder, they should have 7 peak emperor god experts. But they are courting death. They actually broke the boxes with battle angels in large numbers. TSK, They are lucky to not encounter any powerful battle angels. The second elder scanned the area in front of him and whispered, "The Nine Swords race is here. Be careful." At this moment, the disciples from Willow Deity Dojo noticed the arrival of the Nine Swords race. They were vigilant and furious as they looked over. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest immediately stopped and stared at them. Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong and the rest were shocked as they stared at the crowd. "Block the exit." At this moment, the great elder of the Nine Swords race waved his arm and the peak stage Emperor God Battle Angel flew towards the exit of the third floor. He held the holy sword in his hand and stood coldly at the exit, waiting for orders. That is, a peak stage God Emperor Battle Angel. They suppressed that Battle Angel. When the Willow Deity Dojo disciples sensed the might and speed of the Battle Angel, their expressions changed slightly. "What are you trying to do?" Senior Brother Gentleman glanced at the Battle Angel and asked the experts from the Nine Swords race coldly. "Ha ha ha, what am I doing? Immediately hand over the Crescent Moon key in your hand, and we can spare your life. Otherwise, don't blame us for being rude." When the great elder of the Nine Swords race saw that the Battle Angel had sealed the exit, he revealed a faint smile and said coldly, "Could it be that your Nine Swords race is being polite to us? You killed one of our junior brothers, and now you want to steal our things?" Senior Sister Lingxin glared at them angrily. "Senior Sister Lingxin, if you hand over the Crescent Moon key, our Nine Swords race will not mistreat you. Why are you causing such a ruckus?" An old man at the back of the Nine Swords race said plainly, "You are the shameless ones. How dare you claim that you are in the right after stealing our things? Jing Yu, you are a traitor with evil intentions. Willow Deity Dojo will not tolerate people like you in the future." Senior Brother Gentleman chided with a sullen face. "Shut up. Hand over the Crescent Moon key now, and we can give you a chance to live. Otherwise, all of you will die." The great elder of the Nine Swords race spoke with murderous intent as a wave of aura surged towards them. The surrounding 7 elders also gave off a powerful aura with violent looks on their faces. "It seems like you are going to kill us if we don't hand it over." Senior Brother Gentleman gripped the sharp sword in his hand tightly as his eyes were filled with coldness. Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Shu and the rest came to the side of Senior Brother Gentleman. They looked at the peak stage God Emperor Battle Angel at the exit with fear. However, they weren't fearful at this moment. After witnessing Wang Xian's strength, they were certain that the experts from the Nine Swords race weren't a match for them. "What do you guys think?" The great elder of the Nine Swords race smirked. The few elders by the side slowly dispersed without concealing their murderous intent. "Kill all of them. They should have quite a lot of loot on them," Wang Xian said as he walked towards Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest. "Kill them." Upon hearing Wang Xian, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong and the rest narrowed their eyes as they glistened. "Heh! Kill us? Ha ha ha, what a bold claim." In front of them, the people from the Nine Swords race paused when they heard Wang Xian's words and looked at him simultaneously. "Great Elder, he is Wang Xian. He is the one wanted by the dragon descendants. He is strong and fast. He can kill peak stage Emperor God experts in an instant." A disciple from the Nine Swords race in the Willow Deity Dojo saw Wang Xian and spoke immediately. "Oh, he is the one wanted by the dragon descendants and the one who annihilated the Ice Mountain race?" The great elder of the Nine Swords race raised his eyebrows as he looked at Wang Xian seriously. "Yes, it's him. His strength is considered top-notch among peak stage Emperor gods. We can't underestimate him." That disciple nodded his head. "So what if he is a top-notch peak stage Emperor god? His strength is suppressed to 90% here. Can he still be a match for a peak stage Emperor god Battle Angel? Such an arrogant brat. How dare he say he will annihilate us? Hee hee." The second elder and the rest commented eerily. "Let's not waste any more time. Let's do it." As the great elder spoke, the surrounding divine swords circled around him. Clang clang clang. The sound of swords being unsheathed reverberated and a cold aura filled the entire space. "Let's do it. Leave none alive," Wang Xian said to Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest when he saw them taking action. They are from the Nine Swords race. If they find out that we are the ones who killed them, won't they take revenge on us? Senior brother Lu and the rest muttered softly as their expressions changed. You guys can choose not to participate. However, none of you will have a share of the treasures. Wang Xian said to them. This caused their expressions to change. Senior brother gentleman watched from the side without saying a word. He and junior sister Ling Xin could call over so many experts. Firstly, they were friends. Secondly, and most importantly, the secret realm of Crescent Moon Reverend. Otherwise, they would definitely not have dared to help after knowing that their enemy was a low-level race in the universe. Hence, they could take the risk. However, once they killed the experts from the Nine Swords race, they would become their archenemy. If the Nine Swords race knew about this, they would most likely be annihilated. This was a matter of choice. It all depended on whether they were willing to take the risk. As for Wang Xian's words, no one felt that he was boasting. If Wang Xian wanted to kill everyone from the Nine Swords race, he would definitely be able to do so. Senior brother gentleman didn't mind becoming archenemies with the Nine Swords race. This was because one of his junior brothers had died in their hands. They wanted revenge too. Many disciples from Willow Deity Dojo had good temperament. The number of top-notch experts from the Nine Swords race was written incorrectly. Chapter 3098, Kill easily below take and leave. Senior brother Lu and the rest had mixed expressions. Once the experts of the race of Nine Swords were killed, they would search for the culprit. They could guarantee that the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo would not leak the news. But what about the powerful sorcerers? If 8 peak Emperor God experts were killed, the race of Nine Swords might look for supremacy-level sorcerers to search for the culprit. The probability of them being discovered was around 30%. Was the risk worth taking? We're on board. Once the experts of the race of Nine Swords are killed, we will be suspected. Given how domineering the primary races are, we won't be able to explain ourselves. Attack. The old man beside senior brother Lu transmitted his voice to them. Senior brother Lu nodded slightly. The mace in his hand was emitting a powerful aura. Senior brother Kong, senior brother Shu and the rest exchanged glances with cold gazes. Attack. Kill them, these reckless fools. At this moment, the great elder of the race of Nine Swords and the rest shouted coldly. Following which, a sword board hovered in the air and sharp swords flew towards them. Clang. The Peak Emperor God Battle Angel charged towards them with a sacred sword in her hand. Leave the Battle Angel to me. You guys can take care of the rest. As Wang Xian spoke, he swung the 5 elements grindstone towards the Peak Emperor God Battle Angel. Kill. Senior brother gentleman and the rest were filled with killing intent as they charged towards the race of Nine Swords. Kill them and take revenge for junior brother Miao. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were also filled with killing intent. Originally, they were the ones who discovered this place first. A group of unaffiliated cultivators who entered this place were betrayed. On normal days, they were on good terms with each other. Although they were not as close as brothers, they had deep feelings for each other. Revenge, kill. So what if they offended a primary race in the universe? They had the protection of Willow Deity. These people could be considered talented geniuses outside. Even the primary races in the universe would have to be wary of them. Courting death. Leave no one alive. Control the sword board and kill them all. The 8 elders of the race of Nine Swords roared. 6 of them hovered around the sword board and controlled it to unleash terrifying attacks. Although the sword board was not an acquired spiritual treasure, it was definitely a powerful divine artifact. The most terrifying thing about this divine artifact was that it could be controlled by 6 elders, and it could contend against 10 opponents of the same level. Terrifying sword lights engulfed at gentlemen and the other 5 Peak Emperor God experts. The eyes of the Nine Swords race's Grand Elder and Second Elder were filled with killing intent as they attacked from both sides. In an instant, it was as if they were facing an opponent twice their size. Roar. Roar. Ao Feng and Ao Tu took a glance at Wang Xian. When they saw their Dragon King leisurely controlling the 5 elements Great Grindstone to attack that Peak Emperor God Battle Angel, they immediately joined the battle. AO2 roared and took the initiative to meet the swordboard's attack. Bam bam bam! Terrifying sword lights landed on AO2's tortoise shell, easily blocking the attacks. The Crescent Moon mystic realm could suppress a person's strength, but it could not suppress the strength of one's physical body. Although AO2's strength wasn't at its peak, his defenses were still terrifying. There are peak Emperor God experts among them. No wonder they are so insolent and dare to go against us. Seeing AO2 blocking the attack of their swordboard, the group of elders from the Nine Swords race hardened their faces and bellowed. Even if you have 2 peak Emperor God experts, you have to die. The Nine Swords race's Grand Elder roared with killing intent. Hihi, Nine Swords race. Just as he finished his sentence, a mocking voice was heard. What? The group of elders from the Nine Swords race looked over and their faces changed as they roared in disbelief. What's going on? Around them, the disciples of the Nine Swords race widened their eyes and looked ahead. When they looked at the exit, they opened their mouths slightly. In front of the exit, the battle angel that they had spent so much effort to suppress was completely frozen. It stood there motionlessly. Seeing such a situation, they found it unbelievable. What was going on? They couldn't even sense the situation and their battle angel was suppressed. It's that Wang Xian. He suppressed the battle angel instantly. How can this be? How can he be so strong? The disciple from Willow Deity Dojo named Jingyu was shivering as he roared with an extremely pale face. Kill them all. Wang Xian waved his arm and the 5 elements great grindstone struck the sword board in the sky. Bam! Before the elders from the Nine Swords race could react, the swordboard collapsed and the 5 elements great grindstone wrapped the swordboard with energy. A frightening force struck at the elder of the Nine Swords tribe below. What kind of divine weapon is that? The group of elders from the Nine Swords race roared in horror. Kill them and take revenge for junior brother Miao. Senior sister Ling Xin roared with killing intent when she saw the scene. Kill. Senior brother gentleman narrowed his eyes and struck towards the elders from the Nine Swords race. The might of the 5 elements great grindstone descended and announced the end of the battle. The group of them would at most be comparable to 2 peak Emperor God experts in the outside world. As for the 5 elements great grindstone, it possessed the attack power of a universe venerable. If Wang Xian had not intentionally held back, the 5 elements great grindstone could have wiped them out with a single strike. Even so, under the shroud of the 5 elements great grindstone, they held their breaths and were almost unable to move. No, no, no. If you dare to kill us, the Nine Swords race will not let you off. Wang Xian, the great elder of the Nine Swords race, bellowed fiercely. He was completely different from his previous arrogance and confidence. How did they encounter such a monster? What level was that millstone-like treasure at? Was it comparable to a universe venerable? Bam bam bam. However, in the next moment, they were greeted with the fatal attacks of senior brother gentleman, AO2, and AO Fenghuang. The terrifying power landed on their bodies and instantly extinguished their vitality. Senior sister Ling Xin, don't kill me. Don't kill me. When the traitor, Jingyu, saw this scene, he immediately collapsed to the ground. When he saw senior sister Ling Xin attacking him, he roared in despair. Go to hell. Senior sister Ling Xin's eyes were emotionless as her sharp sword pierced through his head. Huff huff huff. The rest of the disciples from the Nine Swords race had bloodshot eyes and wanted to escape. Senior brother Lu and the rest moved their palms and killed them quickly. At this point, from the start to the end of the battle, it took less than a minute. It was even shorter than the time they spent talking. Wang Xian stood at the back and watched calmly. Chapter 3099, Crescent Moon illuminates the sky. Big brother Wang Xian's divine weapon is too strong. Is it an acquired spiritual treasure? The experts from the Nine Swords race couldn't even put up a fight. Wow, so powerful. So what if they're experts from the Nine Swords race? They have to pay the price for killing our junior brother Miao. Within the Crescent Moon secret realm, the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were excited to see the experts from the Nine Swords race being slaughtered so easily. It was effortless. What kind of acquired spiritual treasure is that? How can it be so powerful? Divine weapons and treasures aren't suppressed in the Crescent Moon secret realm. That acquired spiritual treasure of his can match the attack power of 3 to 4 peak Emperor God experts. That treasure can suppress a battle angel in an instant. It should be able to match 4 to 5 peak Emperor God experts. Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, and the rest transmitted their voices to each other in shock. That treasure was simply a great killing weapon here. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian, for helping us avenge Junior Brother Miao. Senior Brother Gentleman walked towards Wang Xian and cupped his fists in gratitude. It's nothing. Wang Xian shook his head. He waved his arm and brought the corpses over. Brothers, you should know the seriousness of the matter since we killed the experts from the Nine Swords race. Don't tell anyone about this as it concerns our safety. Do you understand? Senior Brother Gentleman turned around and looked at the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo. Senior Brother Gentleman, we understand. After we return, I'll go into seclusion for a few thousand years. Yes, yes. We'll stay in Willow Deity Dojo for a few thousand years. Ha ha ha. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo laughed heartily. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head in satisfaction. Quite a lot of divine weapons. Wang Xian searched the corpses and squinted his eyes when he saw the large number of divine weapons in their interspatial rings. These should be the divine weapons they obtained on the second floor. With a wave of his arm, thousands of divine weapons appeared in front of him. The lowest among them was a weapon used by a 6th Order God Emperor expert. Among them, there were more than a dozen peak Emperor God level divine weapons. This is... When everyone in the surroundings saw so many God artifacts radiating with such sharp and tremendous presences, their eyes narrowed slightly. Shock filled their faces. So many divine artifact. Some of the female disciples opened their mouths slightly and looked at the dazzling divine artifact with a burning desire. Wang Xian looked at the divine equipment in front of him. With a wave of his arm, the divine equipment flew towards the disciples of Willow Deity Training Hall. According to everyone's strength, each person would receive 2 divine artifacts of the same level. Wang Xian, Senior Brother Gentleman, had only given 1, while Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Shu had also only given 1. As for Senior Brother Lu and the others, Wang Xian had given them a Peak God Emperor Realm Divine Artifact and 3 Ninth Order God Emperor Realm Divine Artifacts. These are the divine artifacts for you. I'll take the rest. Wang Xian swept his gaze across everyone. Without seeking their consent, he accepted the rest. Then, he put away all the corpses. Thank you, Brother Wang Xian. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. The disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo looked at the god weapon floating in front of them with excitement in their eyes. These divine artifacts were of great value to them. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. Senior Brother Gentleman was also beaming. A Peak God Emperor Realm Divine Artifact was pretty good. It was all thanks to Wang Xian that they could kill the people from the Nine Swords race and avenge Junior Brother Miao. My gains are even greater. Wang Xian smiled faintly as he swept his gaze across the surrounding battle angels. Continue to suppress them. As he spoke, he waved the 5 elements grindstone in his hand and broke open the boxes of the battle angels. Do it. Senior Brother Lu and the others looked at the divine artifacts in front of them. After keeping them, they went to suppress the group of battle angels. This time, it's all thanks to Brother Wang Xian. Otherwise, we might not have been able to get so many treasures by ourselves. Isn't that so? Even without the members of the Nine Swords race, although we managed to obtain a large number of divine weapons, if we were to break through the peak stage Emperor God Battle Angel when we reach this level, all of us would have to die. I am already satisfied with this harvest. Ha ha ha, I'm satisfied too. It's all thanks to Brother Wang Xian. The disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo were chatting happily in the surroundings. Not far away, Senior Brother Lu and the rest did not have much of a change in their expressions. Although Wang Xian had given them Peak God Emperor divine artifacts, compared to Wang Xian's own gains, these treasures were only a tenth of what he had gained. Moreover, they had to bear the risk of revenge from the people from the Nine Swords race. This was not a small gain, but not a lot. Next, without the interference of the people from the Nine Swords race, Wang Xian continued to suppress the battle angels. Within a few minutes, he had suppressed thousands of them. After dozens of minutes, all the battle angels on the third level were suppressed. In these dozens of minutes, he had gained another 3 peak God Emperor Realm battle angels. Now, he had 6 peak God Emperor Realm battle angels in his hands. Senior Brother Gentleman, Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong and the rest had a total of 500 to 600 battle angels. This was totally incomparable to Wang Xian's. Wang Xian had more than 13,000 battle angels. You guys can have 2 each. Such a gain put Wang Xian in a good mood. He waved his arm and the battle angels and heart nuclei flew to the disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo. Compared to the initial promise, each of them had an additional battle angel. Thank you, Brother Wang Xian. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were overjoyed. These were battle angels that were comparable to them in strength. 2 battle angels of the same level as them were simply too awesome. Let's go to the 4th level. When Senior Brother Lu and the rest saw that Wang Xian did not give any battle angels to them, they were a little displeased. They looked at the entrance of the 4th level and clenched their fists. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head and looked at Wang Xian. Let's go. There are dangers on the 3rd level and the 4th level too. Be careful. Wang Xian reminded them. Yes. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest nodded their heads. Now, they had treated Wang Xian as their backbone. The group walked towards the entrance of the 4th level. Soon, they stood before the entrance. The entrance of the 4th level was sealed by a door made of special materials. Wang Xian waved his arm and pushed it open slowly. Ka. The entrance door slowly opened, and an incomparably huge library appeared in front of them. In the middle of the library, a 1-meter-long crescent moon-shaped treasure was suspended in the middle, emitting radiance. When everyone saw that treasure, their eyes were burning with passion. That's the crescent moon illumination, an acquired spiritual treasure, crescent moon illumination. Senior Brother Gentleman stared at the crescent moon and could not help but exclaim. Chapter 3100, Crescent Moon Reverend's acquired spiritual treasure, crescent moon illumination, the acquired spiritual treasure that once shook the entire Milky Way. Swoosh. Everyone stared at the treasure fervently. At this moment, a figure flew towards the 4th level at a terrifying speed. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest were slightly shocked as they looked over. Wang Xian raised his eyebrows and looked at the figure. It was an expert from the same clan as Senior Brother Lu, a peak Emperor God expert. Rumble. However, the moment he dashed out, a terrifying pressure came from the 4th level. Subsequently, Wang Xian and the rest felt the entire 4th level glowing brightly, blocking everyone's vision. At the sight of this, Wang Xian's eyes narrowed as his dragon eyes stared straight ahead. A white figure appeared in his sight. The figure wasn't clear and was about 20 meters tall. It looked exactly like the battle angel. This terrifying aura clearly belonged to the battle angel of the supremacy realm. Wang Xian squinted his eyes. He had not expected there to be a battle angel of the supremacy realm in the 4th level. The moment the old man entered the 4th level, the battle angel moved. Clearly, it was guarding the 4th level. As for the old man, he should be dead by now. With the strength of the battle angel of the supremacy realm, the old man didn't even have the chance to scream. What happened in here? Is it an array or some other protective item? Senior Sister Lingxin covered her eyes as she felt the aura within. She exclaimed in horror as she retreated uncontrollably. The rest of the group also retreated quickly. I'll go in first. If you guys want to go in, it's up to fate. Wang Xian felt the aura of the battle angel of the supremacy realm. He couldn't help but say this before flying towards the 4th level. The battle angel of the supremacy realm might be suppressed by the 5 elements grindstone. Junior Brother Wang Xian went in. The rest of the group retreated immediately. When they saw Wang Xian dashing in, their expressions changed. Old Lu, should we go in? The old man beside Senior Brother Lu was anxious as he couldn't help but ask. Just now, it was someone from the same clan who dashed in. They didn't know what was going on inside. Senior Brother Lu, the aura inside is too horrifying. Without the strength of Junior Brother Wang, I'm afraid you'll be in grave danger if you enter recklessly. Senior Brother Gentleman's heart palpitated as he looked at the mighty aura coming from the 4th level. His eyes flickered. Senior Brother Lu and the rest's expressions changed. If the terrifying might of the 4th level were to land on them, it would be enough to kill them. Moreover, if they were to enter, Junior Brother Wang Xian would definitely not help them. Everything pointed to disaster. Elder Yu has entered. I'm afraid he has encountered some danger. Senior Brother Lu said with an ugly expression. Senior Brother Kong, Senior Brother Shu, and the others looked at Senior Brother Lu and shook their heads. It's too dangerous. The 3rd floor has battle angels that can kill us. If the 4th floor is really dangerous, we won't be a match for them with our strength. Senior Apprentice Brother Kong and Senior Apprentice Brother Shu now understood that the Universe Supremacy's God Nation was not a paradise. If they wanted to obtain some treasures, they needed to be strong enough. Otherwise, any treasure that a venerable casually left behind in a divine kingdom could be a fatal item. Especially a universe warrior of the level of the Crescent Moon Venerable. Elder Yu is a little impulsive. Senior Apprentice Brother Lu clenched his fist tightly with an ugly expression. If anything were to happen to Elder Yu, not only would they not gain much, but they would also suffer a huge loss. Holy slash! At the same time, when Wang Xian dashed in, an emotionless voice rang in his ears. That battle angel at the Universe Supremacy level locked onto Wang Xian and attacked him. Huh! Frost Divine Sword. Wang Xian waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone clashed with the battle angel of the Venerable Realm. A dazzling Frost Divine Sword attacked the battle angel. He looked at the corpse that was split into 2 and the unbeginning saint wings appeared on his back. Bam! The battle angel of the Venerable Realm held the sacred sword tightly and slashed at the Frost Divine Sword. A deafening collision was heard and ice splashed everywhere. The Frost Divine Sword collapsed. Wang Xian moved. His palms turned into dragon claws and clawed at the battle angel. Although his speed was suppressed by 90%, he was still slightly faster than the battle angel of the Venerable Realm. Bam bam bam! The dragon claws landed on the wings of the battle angel and the sound of metal clashing was heard. Traces of the claws were left on the wings. However, the traces were quickly healed by the powerful power of light. This won't do. My attack power has been weakened and I can't break the defense of the battle angel. I still have to rely on the 5 elements grindstone. Wang Xian frowned. Seeing the sacred sword slashing at him, he quickly dodged to the side. The terrifying power of the sacred sword swept towards him and covered the entire 4th level. Without a choice, he immediately summoned the invisible grindstone to form a shield in front of him. Boom! The sacred sword slashed on the shield. Wang Xian stood above the 5 elements grindstone and channeled mighty power into it. In the middle of the 5 elements grindstone, a dragon throne was formed. The 5 elemental divine dragons in the 5 elements grindstone peeked out and surrounded Wang Xian. It was true control. Confine. Wang Xian slammed his palm on the dragon throne. Thorns and blue streams of water wrapped around the battle angel of the Venerable Realm. Cleansing candle. The battle angel waved the sacred sword in her hand. Rays of light shot towards the thorns and water streams like lasers. Bam, bam, bam. Explosions were heard and the thorns and water streams collapsed rapidly. 5 elements chain. Roar, roar, roar. Wang Xian focused his attention. The 5 divine dragons around him roared in unison and spat out 5 elemental energy. The energy condensed and formed a grayish chain that wrapped around the battle angel. Holy cross! The battle angel slashed horizontally and vertically. A solid cross of light blasted towards the chain. Boom! Sounds of confrontation were heard. This time, the cross collapsed gradually. Wang Xian waved his arm and channeled his energy into the 5 elements grindstone. Waves of energy flowed onto the 5 elements chain and the illusory shadows of the divine dragons circled around the chain. Angel's cross. When the battle angel saw the chain that was attacking him, his body trembled. A battle angel that was condensed from elemental energy was formed with a cross behind him. The Angel's Cross attacked the five elements chain directly. Bam, bam, bam. Intense collisions were heard. Wang Xian focused his attention on the scene. This is troublesome. I might need some time to suppress it. Wang Xian frowned and mumbled to himself. Chapter 3101, Suppression and Spiritual Treasure. Chapter 3107, Suppression. Boom boom boom. In the fourth level of the Crescent Moon Secret Realm, waves of majestic aura surged towards the surroundings. The powerful aura did not affect the surrounding books or the Crescent Moon overhead spiritual treasure in the middle. The strength of the battle angel of the Venerable Realm was not weak. The five elements grindstone would take a long time to suppress it. What's going on in the fourth level? Looking at the might contained within the fourth floor, Senior Brother Gentleman and the others stared at it in shock, not daring to step into it. I wonder how Big Brother Wang Xian is doing. Big Brother Wang Xian is very strong. He should be fine. Some disciples of Willow Deity Dojo discussed softly. They did not dare to step in and could only wait here. As time ticked by, Senior Brother Lu and the rest were getting anxious. The experts from their tribe had been in there for an hour and had yet to come out. Coupled with the powerful aura in there, they were probably in deep trouble. If something were to happen, they would suffer a great loss. Flame saber, ice sword. Wang Xian's cold voice was heard in the fourth level. A blazing fiery longsword and an extremely cold frost divine sword hovered by the battle angel's side and blasted at the same time. After an hour of battle, the radiance on the battle angel had weakened significantly. One of his wings was also broken, and it was located below his legs, and there were many thorns wrapping around it. Slash. Seeing the flame saber and ice sword, the battle angel charged forward again without any fatigue or pain. Hee hee. Wang Xian chuckled. He flapped his unbeginning saint wings and grabbed at the crescent moon overhead spiritual treasure in the middle. No one is allowed to touch it without master's orders. The battle angel shouted coldly when he saw Wang Xian grabbing at the crescent moon overhead spiritual treasure. He quickly changed his target and slashed at Wang Xian. Wang Xian dodged to the side while the flame saber and ice sword locked on to the battle angel's back. Boom boom boom. The battle angel flapped his wings and slashed at the flame saber and ice sword with his radiant wings. Bam! However, the strong impact still caused him to fall forward. Alright, we can't attack anymore. We have to think of a way to restrain it. Wang Xian's eyes lit up and flickered. In this 1 hour of battle, he discovered a weakness of the battle angel. As long as he went to retrieve the crescent moon, the battle angel would be distracted to deal with him. This greatly shortened the time needed to deal with the battle angel. Now that he had suffered another heavy injury, it would be even easier to suppress him. The metal cage trapped it, the wood thorns entangled it, the water currents restrained it, and the earth soil suppressed it. Waves of suppressive power enveloped the battle angel continuously. The battle angel, whose combat power had been greatly reduced, struggled to break free from the bindings and entanglements. However, under Wang Xian's interference and the continuous attacks of the five elements grindstone, the battle angel was completely restrained after half an hour. As the five elemental powers shrouded it, Wang Xian revealed a faint smile. He flew over and removed the core from the head of the battle angel. The core of a venerable rank battle angel was located in its head. Compared to an ordinary battle angel, unless it was completely suppressed, it was impossible to remove it. A venerable rank battle angel. TSK. If I were to sell it, it would definitely shake the entire Milky Way. Wang Xian's eyes beamed with excitement. He removed the core, modified some commands, and subsequently injected energy into its body. The battle angel was made from a special biological material. It had the ability to recover automatically. The recovery rate depended on the injuries sustained. With a wave of his arm, he kept it in his space ring. Wang Xian squinted his eyes and looked at the center of the fourth level where the crescent moon was shining brightly. Ha! The terrifying aura in the fourth level has disappeared. At this moment, Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest, who had been waiting for news at the entrance of the fourth level, were shocked when they saw the terrifying aura disappearing suddenly. The aura has disappeared. Should we go and take a look? Senior Sister Lingxin hesitated for a moment before asking. The aura has disappeared. The danger inside might have been eliminated by Brother Wang Xian, a disciple of Willow Deity Dojo guest. Let's go. Senior Brother Lu frowned and flew towards the 4th level immediately. The rest of them followed closely behind. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest did not hesitate and flew in with the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo. That is. As soon as they entered, they saw Wang Xian standing in front of the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure in the center. They paused for a moment and their eyes beamed with excitement. Junior Brother Wang Xian is about to get that acquired spiritual treasure. It's a very powerful supportive spiritual treasure, Senior Sister Lingxin exclaimed. Junior Brother Wang Xian has eliminated the danger in the 4th level. Senior Brother Gentleman nodded his head and replied. Elder Yu. At this moment, the middle-aged old man who came with Senior Brother Lu and the rest was shocked when he saw a corpse not far away. Old Yu. Senior Brother Lu's expression changed as he flew towards the corpse immediately. The old man beside him was also shocked as he followed behind. When they sensed the lifeless bodies, their expressions turned ugly. Elder Yu has fallen. Damn it. The old man beside Senior Brother Lu clenched his fist and bellowed furiously. Wang. At this moment, the entire 4th level shook slightly. They sensed something and looked towards the center. When they saw the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure in Wang Xian's hand, their eyes were filled with envy and passion. This was the strongest weapon of the crescent moon venerable. It was said that it possessed incredible abilities. Wang Xian's gains are too great. Senior Brother Lu's breathing quickened as he spoke. One acquired spiritual treasure, over 1,000 powerful divine weapons, and over 10,000 powerful battle angels. This amount of treasures was comparable to the treasures of 7 to 8 top-notch domain-level races. If we don't get some precious treasures this time, we'll be making a huge loss. The old man beside him sighed and murmured unwillingly. Got it. At the center of the 4th level, Wang Xian looked at the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure in his hand with excitement in his eyes. Holding it in his hand, the crescent moon acquired spiritual treasure exuded a faint power of light. Waves of unique energy surged into his mind. He did not study it immediately. Instead, he looked at the books around him and immediately went over to investigate. Chapter 3102, Treasure. Congratulations, Junior Wang Xian. In the 4th level of the Crescent Moon Secret Realm, Senior Sister Lingxin and the rest congratulated Wang Xian when they saw him keeping the crescent moon in the sky and walking towards the books around him. I'm lucky. It's all thanks to you guys this time. If you hadn't informed me, I wouldn't have gotten so many rewards. Wang Xian walked to the front of some books, turned around and spoke to Senior Sister Lingxin and the rest. This time, it was all thanks to the disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo. Without them, he wouldn't even be able to enter this place, let alone obtain so many benefits. He planned to give them some resources later. After all, Wang Xian had over 10,000 battle angels with him. That's because you're strong, Brother Wang. Without you, we wouldn't have had such a harvest. Some disciples of the Willow Deity Dojo said with a smile. Wang Xian smiled and looked at the book in front of him. Milky Way Chronicles. Information on the Milky Way Skeleton Clan. Information on the Galactic Turtle Blazing Winged Beast. His gaze swept through the books, and on them were written certain information and certain records. When he saw these books, he raised his eyebrows slightly, and his eyes flickered. Junior Brother Wang Xian, this is the information that the Crescent Moonstream had back then. It has detailed information about the various clans in the Milky Way and the various mysterious places. Back then, the Crescent Moonstream established by the Crescent Moon Venerable made many clans and forces wary. Senior Sister Lingxin walked over and said in astonishment as she scanned through the books in the surroundings. This information was exceptionally precious. Even though it hadn't been updated for millions of years, the value of this information was still terrifying. However, to a group of unaffiliated people like them, information was not too important. Don't touch the information here for now. I have some use for it. Let's go to the 5th floor and take a look, said Wang Xian to the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo as he looked towards the entrance of the 5th level. Yes, Brother Wang, let's go and see if there are any treasures on the 5th floor. I reckon that the 5th floor should be where the Crescent Moon Venerable lives. The group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples immediately responded and followed closely behind. 5th level. Senior Brother Lu and the others, who were gathered in front of the old man's corpse, heard the conversation, and their expressions changed. Put the corpse away. Let's go and take a look. As he spoke, he immediately flew toward the entrance of the 5th floor. Senior Brother Gentleman and Senior Brother Kong looked at each other and followed behind. This time, Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Shu's harvest could be said to be quite good. Originally, Senior Brother Lu and the others had a pretty good harvest. However, one of their clan's experts had recklessly entered the 4th level and died here. The death of a peak stage God Emperor expert caused them to suffer heavy losses. The gains this time might not even be comparable to the losses. Senior Brother Gentleman and the others moved and immediately followed behind him. The group of people entered the 5th floor and did not encounter any obstruction. Just as some disciples had guessed, the 5th floor was where the Crescent Moon Venerable lived. Wang Xian and the rest entered and scanned the surroundings. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were also sizing him up with fiery gazes. They were in the shape of a crescent moon, so the surrounding space on the 5th floor wasn't very big. His gaze landed on a meditation mat in the middle. He narrowed his eyes slightly and waved his arm. Buzz! As Wang Xian's energy swept across, the futon immediately emitted a powerful radiance with a hint of pressure. This is the meditation mat of a universe venerable. It's definitely a treasure. Anxious voices were heard from Senior Brother Lu and the rest. They stared at it with fiery gazes and their bodies were trembling. However, since the futon was obtained by Wang Xian, they didn't dare to snatch it away. Let's go check it out. Senior Brother Lu bellowed. The dozen underlings behind him moved and immediately flew in. Wang Xian swept his gaze across and said to the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo, "You guys go and search too. See if there are any treasures." Based on his senses, the most precious item here was the meditation mat. However, as the living room of a venerable, any item here would be priceless. "Thank you, Big Brother Wang Xian. Haha, let's snatch it. Brothers, everything here is a treasure." A disciple of Willow Deity Dojo laughed out loud and immediately flew forward. "Gosh, Senior Brother Liu, you're too fast. Leave something for me. Ha ha ha, I can consider giving it to you if I can't use it." The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo dashed over and searched for all sorts of things. They even kept the chairs and such. The chairs that were placed outside were also exceptionally precious. Senior Brother Gentleman and the rest also moved. Things that Wang Xian wasn't interested in were things that they were interested in. Looking at the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo searching for all sorts of treasures, Wang Xian smiled and didn't make a move. The harvest this time was already terrifying enough. Next, it's best if I can get my hands on the entire Crescent Moon Cosmos God Nation and let Aosia and the rest devour it. At the very least, I can advance to rank 2 Universe Venerable. He murmured to himself as he pondered. I found a medicine bottle. I found a medicine bottle. At this moment, an excited voice sounded. Huh! Wang Xian was also surprised. The elixir pills in the medicine bottle of the Crescent Moon Venerable were definitely not cheap. Swish swish swish. Is there really a medicine bottle? Are there elixir pills in it? One by one, the disciples flew over with burning gazes. Wang Xian also walked over and took a look. Yes. Senior Brother Gentleman, take a look. There are over a dozen elixir pills inside. The middle-aged disciple who obtained the medicine bottle opened it and handed it to Senior Brother Gentleman with a flushed face. Elixir pills of the Universe Venerable level. They should be at rank 1 Venerable level. There are some for cultivation and some for recovery. Senior Brother Gentleman looked over with a fiery look in his eyes. These elixir pills were worth a fortune. Elixir pills of the Universe Venerable level? This is too much. But I'm only a 7th Order God Emperor now and can't use them. The middle-aged disciple clicked his tongue and said excitedly, "Can Senior Brother Gentleman use them?" Wang Xian approached, looked at senior brother gentleman and asked. No need. I'm still a distance away from the universe venerable level. Senior brother gentleman shook his head and asked, Junior brother Wang Xian, can you use them? Give them to me. You can exchange them for treasures of equivalent value with me later. The battle angel weapon and other treasures that you can use. Wang Xian said to the middle-aged disciple. All right, big brother Wang Xian. The middle-aged disciple nodded his head happily. He wasn't worried that Wang Xian would scam him. If Wang Xian said that he wanted everything on the 5th level, no one else had the right to snatch it from him. It would be better if he could exchange them for treasures. The battle angel would work too. Chapter 3103, Exchanging for the Key of the Crescent Moon. Haha, I got a bronze mirror with strong detection abilities. It's a 9th order God Emperor treasure. Hee. I moved the bed that the Crescent Moon Venerable used to sleep on. I might be able to get some of the Crescent Moon Venerable's luck if I sleep on it myself. I got a pendant with protective abilities. On the 5th level, the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo hastened their search when they saw someone getting a bottle of medicine. They kept everything that could be taken away. Soon, the entire 5th floor was barren and there was nothing left. Wang Xian watched from the side with a smile. All right, we've finished moving all the things. Everyone, keep all the spoils properly. Senior brother gentleman said to the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo more than 10 minutes later. Yes, senior brother gentleman. The crowd nodded and slowly gathered together. Everyone had a smile on their faces. However, senior brother Lu and the rest didn't look too good. The fall of a peak emperor god was too much of a blow. Let's get ready and go back. We'll have a good celebration when we get out. Senior brother gentleman swept his gaze across everyone and said. Haha, great. Let's have a good celebration when we get out. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo laughed heartily. I've gained quite a lot this time. It's all thanks to you guys. I'll give each of you 2 battle angels of the same level. Of course, senior brother gentleman is an exception. Wang Xian stood by the side and smiled. With a wave of his arm, more than 100 battle angels appeared in front of them. It wasn't much for Wang Xian to give them another 100 battle angels. After all, he had more than 10,000 battle angels with him. Thank you, big brother Wang Xian. Thank you, junior brother Wang Xian. That's great. Haha, big brother Wang Xian is so generous. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo cheered excitedly. Senior brother gentleman, which disciple got your key of the crescent moon? Wang Xian chuckled and asked senior brother gentleman. Big brother Wang Xian, I got it by accident. A girl walked out and said. The treasures of the crescent moon secret domain have been obtained by us. However, there is still an extremely valuable item within the crescent moon secret domain. It is this secret domain, this cosmos god empire. I wish to make a deal with you. Wang Xian looked at the girl. With a flick of his palm, 2 eternal fruit appeared in his hand. He waved his arm and landed in front of senior brother gentleman and the female disciple. Eating the everlasting fruit gave off a mysterious glow. Smelling the fragrance of the fruit, they found that their minds were much clearer. These 2 venerable level fruits can raise your aptitude. In the future, breaking through to the universe venerable level shouldn't be a problem. As he spoke, he waved his arm and the 5 elements grindstone appeared above them, enveloping the 3 of them in a separate space. 2 more grey and mysterious fruits appeared in his hands. This fruit exuded an even more mystical luster. Senior brother gentleman and the female disciple looked around in astonishment at the other 2 fruits in Wang Xian's hands. This is a fruit above the venerable realm. After consuming it, they can revive you once. Even if your soul is destroyed and your body is destroyed, you can still be revived. In addition, I'll give you some vitality fluid. It can heal your injuries instantly. Even irreversible injuries can be healed. As Wang Xian spoke, he placed the items in front of them and asked, how about exchanging for the key of the crescent key? Of course, you can also state your conditions. This, senior brother gentleman and the female disciple were dumbfounded by Wang Xian's series of items. A venerable level fruit that could increase their chances of breaking through to the venerable realm. A fruit that could allow them to have a chance of revival. Some powerful healing treasures. If these items were to be released, countless experts would go crazy over them. Big Brother Wang Xian, of course we have no problem with it. The items you offered are too precious. The female disciple said in shock. Her body was trembling in disbelief. If you agree, consume the fruit and see the effect. Wang Xian smiled and said. Great. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. I shouldn't have accepted such precious treasures. Senior Brother Gentleman clenched his arms tightly and stared at the fruit in front of him with excitement. He placed the eternal embryo fruit into his mouth with his trembling hands. Gradually, his eyes became clearer. I feel that my mind is much clearer now. Many of the problems facing cultivators have been solved. I feel that I'm in touch with the venerable realm. After consuming the eternal embryo fruit, he shouted excitedly a few minutes later. Boom! At the side, a powerful aura exploded from the female disciple. She, who was originally a sixth-order god emperor, had broken through. She opened her eyes and felt the energy in her body. Consume the other fruit. Wang Xian was not surprised to see this scene and continued. The female disciple was already a peak sixth-order god emperor. After consuming the eternal embryo fruit, she comprehended the nomological mystique and broke through immediately. Senior Brother Gentleman consumed the soul return embryo fruit with his trembling hands. If it could really bring the dead back to life, it would be too heaven-defying. After consuming it, the two of them closed their eyes and slowly digested the information of the soul return embryo fruit. Phew. Thank you, Junior Brother Wang Xian. Thank you, Big Brother Wang Xian. 10 seconds later, the two of them excitedly bowed their bodies and made a deep bow. The value of this treasure was immeasurable to them. To them, a fruit that could help them break through to the venerable realm was enough to exchange for the Crescent Moon Key. Junior Brother Wang Xian, here you go. Senior Brother Gentleman handed the Crescent Moon Key to Wang Xian respectfully. All right, I'll accept it. Wang Xian revealed a smile and waved his arm to remove the 5 elements grindstone. Senior Brother Gentleman. Junior Sister Wu Hua. Outside, the group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples shouted when they saw the two of them. Junior Sister Wu Hua, you actually broke through. Senior Brother Gentleman, your face is glowing. Could it be that Big Brother Wang Xian was telling the truth? Senior Brother Gentleman, you consumed that fruit. There's a chance for you to break through to the venerable realm. Soon, the group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples noticed the changes in Senior Brother Gentleman and asked with burning eyes. Just now, Wang Xian did not hide the fact that he had consumed the soul return embryo fruit. After all, the soul return embryo fruit was too powerful and heaven-defying. Ha ha ha, I have a feeling that I'll definitely break through to the venerable realm within 10,000 years. Senior Brother Gentleman laughed out loud when he saw his fellow disciples staring at him. He spoke with confidence and joy. Chapter 3104. A man's heart is not content what? Break through to the universe supremacy realm within 10,000 years. Hiss, Senior Brother Gentleman, are you for real? Hearing Senior Brother Gentleman's words, the crowd was shocked. What did it mean to advance to the venerable realm within 10,000 years? Universe supremacy? How many universe supremacies were there in the entire Milky Way? Once Senior Brother Gentleman broke through, he would be a pinnacle existence in the entire Milky Way. How is this possible? Could it be that fruit? Senior Brother Lu, Senior Brother Kong, and the others widened their eyes. They were the seniors of Senior Brother Gentleman and they had stepped into the peak Emperor God realm earlier than Senior Brother Gentleman. However, it was extremely difficult for them to break through to the Supreme Realm. It was even impossible. Now that they saw their junior brother confidently stepping into the universe supremacy realm within 10,000 years, they were both shocked and envious. It's all thanks to Junior Brother Wang Xian this time. Otherwise, I'm not even sure if I would have the chance to step into the honorable realm in this lifetime. Senior Brother Gentleman looked at Wang Xian and thanked him once again. Wang Xian smiled faintly and looked at the crowd. Let's go out. Junior Brother Wang Xian, do you still have more of those fruits? Can you sell us one? At this moment, Senior Kong couldn't help but ask. Becoming a universe supremacy was their lifelong pursuit. Now that they had this opportunity, they naturally wouldn't give it up. No, I gave the last two to senior brother gentleman and the others. Wang Xian shook his head and replied perfunctorily. How? Senior brother Kong and the others obviously didn't believe it. But looking at Wang Xian's reaction, they knew that Wang Xian was not willing to sell to them. Junior brother Wang Xian, we are willing to offer sufficient treasures and even the strength of our entire clan. Could you sell us one? Senior brother Lu stood by the side, clenched his fist and said to Wang Xian. It's really gone. Wang Xian shook his head again. He wasn't prepared to sell such a treasure before the Dragon Palace was truly powerful. Otherwise, it would attract the covetous eyes of powerful forces. At that time, the losses would outweigh the gains. Moreover, Wang Xian wasn't familiar with senior brother Lu and the rest. He didn't have a good impression of them either. Seeing that Wang Xian had rejected them, senior brother Lu and the rest did not look too good. They glanced at their surroundings. Their harvest this time was not even as good as that of the disciple who had obtained the bottle. Junior brother Wang Xian, we have a presumptuous request. This time, a peak God Emperor Realm expert and several 8th Order God Emperor Realm disciples have fallen. This is a huge blow to our race. Junior brother Wang Xian, can you give us a peak Emperor God Battle Angel? We are willing to pay. Senior brother Lu asked Wang Xian reluctantly. I can sell it at the price of a battle pet of the same rank. Wang Xian replied plainly to him. Battle pets of the same rank. Upon hearing Wang Xian's reply, senior brother Lu's face darkened. He squeezed out a smile and said, Junior brother Wang Xian, you have harvested tens of thousands of battle angels, thousands of divine weapons, and even acquired spiritual treasures. I hope you can help us. Our losses this time are greater than our gains. Moreover, we have to bear a huge risk. You can only blame yourselves for being too greedy. Wang Xian replied expressionlessly. If that old man hadn't rashly entered the 4th floor, how could he have been attacked by a venerable realm battle angel? As long as that old man didn't die, it would be a great harvest for them. After all, they had also obtained hundreds of battle angels. These battle angels were even more precious than battle pets of the same rank. Wang Xian had also given them a peak Emperor God Battle Angel. All they had to bear was the possibility of the 9 Swords race finding out. Moreover, the possibility wasn't very high. It was totally worth it to take such a risk to obtain such treasures. However, it would be their own problem if they lost a peak Emperor God Battle Angel because of their greed. This time, without him, no one would be able to obtain the treasures on the 4th floor. In fact, they had already suffered a fatal blow when they were on the 3rd floor. Senior brothers, junior sisters, let's head out first. Senior brother gentleman said awkwardly when he saw senior brother Lu and the rest looking abnormally embarrassed. Alright, let's go out and celebrate. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo also sensed that the atmosphere wasn't right and said with a smile. Let's go. Wang Xian nodded his head and walked out directly. After flying out of the Crescent Secret Realm, Wang Xian took out the Crescent Key and immediately changed the settings for entering. Without the Crescent Moon Key, it would be impossible to enter again. In a few days, he was prepared to let Ao Xie and the rest come over to see if they could devour this Cosmos God Nation. I'll sprinkle the Willow Deity purified water in the void to conceal all our auras. Senior brother Kong and senior brother Lu, don't worry. The death of the 9 Swords race shouldn't be traced back to you guys. They will only know that we did it. Senior brother gentleman flew out and took out a willow twig and a vase from his space ring. He dipped the willow twig into the liquid in the vase and sprinkled it in the void. These were the treasures he had obtained from Willow Deity Dojo. Basically, no one in the Milky Way could decipher Willow Deity's aura concealment technique. Alright. Senior brother Kong and the rest smiled and nodded their heads. It doesn't matter even if the 9 Swords race finds out that we did it. We've reaped great rewards this time and will cultivate in Willow Deity Dojo for 10,000 years. When senior brother gentleman breaks through, who will dare to bully us with the protection of senior brother gentleman and Willow Deity Dojo? Senior sister Lingxin said with a happy expression. That's right. When senior brother gentleman breaks through, the 9 Swords race won't dare to deal with us. The group of Willow Deity Dojo disciples chimed in excitedly. Ha. Senior brother gentleman chuckled. Hehe, in that case, it's time for us to please junior brother gentleman. Come, I have a powerful warship here. Junior brothers and sisters, let's send you guys back to Willow Deity Dojo. We can also celebrate on the warship. Senior brother Kong smiled and waved his arm. An azure blue warship appeared on the surface of the sea below. Senior brother Kong, you're overpraising us. Let's go. Let's board senior brother Kong's warship. Junior brother Wang Xian, what about you? Senior brother gentleman nodded his head and looked at Wang Xian. I'll make a trip to Willow Deity Dojo too. Wang Xian hesitated for a moment before nodding his head. Junior brother Wang Xian, please. Senior brother Kong invited with a hint of flattery. Thank you. Wang Xian nodded his head and flew towards the warship below. Senior brother Lu, what about you guys? Senior brother gentleman and the rest looked at senior brother Lu and the rest. Let's head over too. Senior brother Lu's expression changed. He exchanged glances with the old man beside him before leading the group of disciples down. They looked at the figure in front of them with gloomy looks in their eyes. Old Lu, this junior brother of yours from Willow Deity Dojo is too disrespectful. He has embarrassed us repeatedly. A voice was transmitted into senior brother Lu's mind. He's too arrogant. He must have obtained the extremely powerful fruit in his hand from the 4th level. He has obtained so many treasures but isn't willing to share any with us. He's not giving us any face at all. Senior brother Lu replied with a cold gaze. He's too strong. He's almost invincible among peak emperor gods. The old man beside him remained silent for a few seconds before shaking his head. I'll test senior brother Kong and senior brother Shu later. If they don't have any objections, I'll have to tell, don't blame us. We're greedy. But you're not only greedy, but also arrogant and condescending. Senior brother Lu's eyes were filled with coldness and anger. Before he could finish his sentence, he was murmuring. Chapter 3105, Haha, thank you, brother Wang Xian, for giving us so many treasures. I hope brother Wang Xian and senior brother gentleman can break through to the universe supremacy realm soon. Come on, cheers. Thank you again, junior brother Wang Xian. On a ship in the Milky Way, the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo raised their glasses happily and cheered loudly. The harvest this time was incomparably huge for everyone. Each of them had 4 battle angels of the same level, 2 weapons for each of them, and other gains. This filled their pockets to the brim. At least they would not be short of resources for the next 10,000 years. It was especially so for senior brother gentleman and the female disciple who got the crescent moon key. Senior brother gentleman had found his way to the supremacy realm, and the female disciple also knew that she had a high chance of breaking through to the supreme supremacy realm in the future. This made them extremely excited. Junior brother Wang Xian, on behalf of all the unaffiliated disciples of Willow Deity Dojo, I would like to thank you again for your generosity. Senior brother gentleman also expressed his gratitude excitedly. Haha, you're too kind. Wang Xian smiled, shook his head, and raised his glass. The group chatted happily on the ship. Senior brother Kong, senior brother Shu, and the rest also came to Wang Xian with respect and toasted him. Wang Xian acknowledged them one by one. Time passed slowly. After more than 2 hours of celebration, the group dispersed and sat around the ship, chatting. Wang Xian and Mi Xin Lu sat on the deck, smiling as they listened to her talk about Willow Deity Dojo. Junior brother Kong, junior brother Shu. However, at this moment, senior brother Lu and an old man from the same clan walked towards them from the back of the ship and greeted them with a smile. Senior brother Lu. Senior brother Kong and senior brother Shu looked at them with smiles on their faces. Senior brother Lu, I see that you guys were a little unhappy just now. My condolences. If you need anything in the future, just let us know. Senior brother Kong continued. Don't worry, I won't stand on ceremony with you too. Senior brother Lu smiled, looked around, and placed his hands on the deck. It's not just the death of old you that makes me unhappy. Junior brothers, don't you think that Wang Xian is too much? He has gained so much this time, but how much did he give us? It's not even soup, right? When Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Shu heard what he said, they opened their mouths slightly and pondered for a moment. Senior Brother Lu, Wang Xian's strength is undeniable. He deserves to get so many treasures. If it weren't for them, we might have gotten into some trouble. He obtained over 10,000 battle angels, over 1,000 divine artifacts and acquired treasures. How many do we have? Also, that powerful fruit was definitely obtained by him in the 4th level. This is a treasure that can allow one to break through to the universe paragon realm. When Senior Brother Lu heard his words, he frowned slightly and continued to speak with a complicated expression. His words caused Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Shu to fall silent. Wouldn't they be envious? They wouldn't be greedy, right? But they knew there were some things they couldn't do. Moreover, Wang Xian's strength was too terrifying. Senior Brother Lu, do you want to have a drink or two? Senior Brother Kong and Senior Brother Shu looked at each other and changed the topic to Senior Brother Lu. No need. Senior Brother Lu understood what they meant. He shook his head and left expressionlessly. Senior Brother Lu has changed. Looking at Senior Brother Lu's back, Senior Brother Shu sighed and whispered. Perhaps he needs to think more for the sake of his race. Senior Brother Kong shook his head. Old Lu, after Senior Brother Lu and the rest left, the old man at the side opened his mouth and hesitated. I know a friend from the dragon descendant race. I want to make a deal with them. Senior Brother Lu's eyes shone with a cold radiance. All right. The old man nodded his head and looked coldly at the front of the ship. The ship was moving at high speed. Given the speed of the ship, it would take at least 5 days to reach Willow Deity Dojo. Wang Xian came to a room on the ship and took out a treasure. Acquired spiritual treasure, Crescent Moon Illumination. This was the spiritual treasure that made Crescent Moon Reverend famous. It had a powerful detection ability. He tried to sense and find out how to control it. In the next moment, he came to the sky above the ship. The Crescent Moon Illumination hovered in the sky and a weak glow dispersed to the surroundings. Wang Xian stood under the Crescent Moon Illumination and waited quietly. Soon, images appeared in front of him. The images were of the ocean surrounding the Milky Way. Under the ocean, there were all kinds of wild beasts. With a thought, he fixed his eyes on one of the wild beasts. The image enlarged and he seemed to be in front of the wild beast. He could sense its strength and aura. What a powerful detection ability. Wang Xian opened his mouth slightly and revealed a shocked expression. Let's see what his limits are. Wang Xian focused his eyes and the Crescent Moon Illumination flew upwards. He stared at the image in front of him and sensed it with his mind. A radius of 100 billion kilometers. I haven't refined it completely and it can already cover 100 billion kilometers. This Crescent Moon Illumination is really terrifying. Soon, Wang Xian smacked his tongue and his eyes flickered. If he could refine it completely, it could cover a radius of at least 5 to 600 billion kilometers. Within this range, he could detect any living creature. Back then, Crescent Moon Reverend's Crescent Moon Stream was established by selling all kinds of information. With such a treasure, I can obtain a lot of information. If I have this Crescent Moon Illumination when suppressing the blazing tortoise-winged beast, I can definitely subdue it. Wang Xian murmured. The Crescent Moon Illumination was a treasure of the light attribute. The 5 elements grindstone couldn't absorb it. Wang Xian had the light attribute and could refine it completely. With a wave of his arm, he kept the Crescent Moon Illumination. With a move, he flew towards the room of the ship. Next, he would refine this spiritual treasure completely. After that, he would head to the volcano domain to see if he could find the blazing tortoise-winged beast. Just as Wang Xian was refining the Crescent Moon Illumination, a figure flew out of the dragon descendants' territory. The figure had a tattoo of a divine dragon on his face and looked extremely ferocious. His speed was terrifying. As he flew, the shadow of a wild beast appeared below him. His destination was the depths of the Milky Way. The transaction is complete. A venerable from the dragon descendants is rushing over. Oh, venerable. No matter how strong Wang Xian is, he can forget about escaping from a venerable. Moreover, a venerable from the universe is extremely confident. Chapter 3106. Time passed day by day. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were chatting and laughing on the ship. Wang Xian, who was in the room, was also refining the crescent moon illumination. On the third day, he smiled as he looked at the acquired spiritual treasure that had entered his body. Success. He waved his palm and the crescent moon illumination appeared. He walked out in a good mood. Dragon King, would you like something to eat? Senior sister Lingxin's cooking. Mi Xin Lu walked over with a smile when she saw Wang Xian carrying a plate. Sure. Wang Xian nodded and took some from her. Junior brother Wang Xian, are you going to stay at Willow Deity Dojo for a period of time? Senior sister Lingxin walked over and asked with a smile on her face. No, I'll leave after settling some matters. Wang Xian shook his head. His strength had already reached the venerable realm. Moreover, the Dragon Palace was going to enter the Milky Way soon. The reason why he went to the Willow Deity Dao ground this time was to meet the supremacy. Venerable Willow Deity had indirectly helped him, so he was prepared to thank him and leave the Willow Deity Dao grounds. Given his strength and identity, he could no longer stay at Willow Deity Dojo. Moreover, there was no need for him to stay at Willow Deity Dojo. Junior brother Wang Xian, you're really a busy man. Senior sister Lingxin chuckled. She then looked around and shouted, Come, come. I've personally cooked these delicacies. Come over if you want to try them. Sure, senior sister. Haha, your culinary skills are top-notch in the Milky Way. Not just top-notch in the Milky Way, but top-notch in the universe. Before they arrived, they could already hear bootlicking voices. Soon, 40 to 50 young, middle-aged, and even old men walked over with smiles. Senior brother gentleman also followed behind with a smile. They're all on the table. One for each. Don't eat more. Senior sister Lingxin shouted happily when she heard their compliments. Great. The disciples of Willow Deity Dojo chuckled. Wang, her. At this moment, the surrounding space underwent a horrifying change. It was as though doomsday had arrived. The space around the ship suddenly darkened. Crackle. Bolts of lightning suddenly appeared out of nowhere, and the entire space was covered by lightning. A great terror descended. What is this? Everyone's pupils constricted slightly as a look of shock appeared on their faces. The hearts of senior brother gentleman and the others tightened. They instantly appeared on the deck of the ship. This terrifying aura caused his heart to palpitate. He's here. Senior brother Lu, who was at the back, smiled when he saw the changes in the surrounding space. Now that the trade with the dragon's descendants was completed, they would be able to obtain a lot of resources. What happened? Sensing the changes in the surroundings, Wang Xian focused his gaze and appeared in front of the deck. Who is that? At this moment, the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo also flew over. When they raised their heads and saw a figure floating in the air, their faces were filled with shock. Crackle. At this moment, a bolt of lightning flashed, illuminating the face of the figure in the sky. His entire face was tattooed with the image of a divine dragon, making him look ferocious and terrifying. A pair of cold eyes stared at the position below, filled with coldness. Senior, what can I do for you? Senior brother gentleman, senior brother Kong, senior brother Shu, and the others looked up at the figure in the sky. Their expressions changed, and they asked solemnly, Is that a universe supremacy? It's a universe supremacy. All the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were shocked, and their faces were filled with awe. I'm a member of the dragon's descendants. Willow Deity Dojo, Wang Xian, are you going to kill yourself, or do you want me to kill you? Crackle. As the figure spoke, bolts of horrifying lightning shot out from his body. The lightning lit up the space. A dragon faced venerable from the dragon's descendants. Oh no. When the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo heard the words of the figure in the sky, their hearts tightened, and they immediately looked at Wang Xian. All of them knew that the dragon's descendants had issued a warrant for Wang Xian. However, it was just a warrant. It was simply too difficult to capture an expert in the Milky Way. And now, he had actually found his way here. This was going to be troublesome. Wang Xian stared at the venerable from the dragon's descendants in the sky and scanned the space. There's no need to look. You can't escape. Even with Willow Deity's returning leaf, it's useless. The dragon-faced venerable from the dragon's descendants looked at Wang Xian and said coldly, I'm a little curious. I can conceal my aura. Even the sorcerers of the universe venerable realm can forget about locking onto me. This space was obviously set up in advance. How did you know that I'm here? Wang Xian looked at the dragon-faced venerable in the sky and asked plainly. At the same time, he had doubts in his heart. Did someone tip off the dragon's descendants, or did the dragon's descendants really have extremely powerful detection abilities? A dead man doesn't need to know so much. The dragon-faced venerable said plainly. With a swing of his arm, a lightning whip appeared in his hand. The lightning whip lashed out towards Wang Xian directly. Shit! Junior brother Wang Xian, dodge! Seeing a venerable striking at Wang Xian, the disciples of Willow Deity Dojo were appalled. This guy is dead meat. The dragon-faced venerable is taking action personally. Moreover, he has set up an inescapable net around him. How dare he escape? At the back, senior brother Lu and the rest looked on coldly. Their eyes were filled with ridicule. Trying to kill me. The dragon's descendants don't have the capability. Wang Xian looked at the lightning that was attacking him. He squinted his eyes, turned his palm into a dragon claw, and grabbed at the lightning whip. Crackle. The lightning whip let out a thunderous sound when it was caught in his hand. Heh! The dragon-faced venerable was taken aback when he saw his attack being blocked. Even a peak Emperor God expert wouldn't be able to withstand a casual strike from him. To be able to kill a peak Emperor God expert in an instant and annihilate the Ice Mountain race, it seems like you have some capability. However, you still have to die today. Because you have offended the dragon's descendants. The dragon-faced venerable revealed a serious look in his eyes as he moved his palm slightly. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolts followed the lightning whip and charged towards Wang Xian. The thunderbolts were like terrifying wild beasts, engulfing him. Haha, you want to kill me? Let's see who's going to die today. Wang Xian laughed out loud and flung the lightning whip in his hand. Swoosh. The unbeginning saint wings appeared on his back and he disappeared instantly. In the next moment, he appeared beside the dragon-faced venerable and clawed at him with his dragon claw. What? Such incredible speed.